It's Choppin Up Chicago Actor Studio this
This
week.
is a good week. I'm just saying. Hey.
Yes.
Hey.
So we got Dujuan Austin Jr. in the building.
We are talking to actors this week.
Yes.
So, like I said before, and I've been saying all night, I'm super geeked about this because theater was my major. Back in the day. It's okay. And I love to meet other thespians. I love to just see what got them into the business and who their favorite actors are, as well as different scenes. So I'm probably going to be all over the place and just be what about this? What about this? What about this?
That's cool.
Thank you for coming to the studio.
No, thank you for having me. This is really cool. This is a dope spot. It's cool to be wanted.
You know what? We want you.
Thank you so much for having me.
I'm just saying. Okay, so why don't you introduce yourself a little bit? Tell us about how you even just fell into acting. Give us your story.
Well, I'm Dujuan Austin Jr. again. Born and raised Chicago.
Hey, Chicago.
Chi-town.
Grew up in a suburb of Harvey.
Suburb.
Harvey World. Nah, I grew
You know what? You leave people from the suburbs alone, okay?
Don't let the suburb thing.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you. He's been telling me this my whole life.
Harvey is an extension of the hood.
Yeah, Harvey's not your, that ain't your suburb.
You know what? We're just gonna say suburb. We're gonna let him have it. How about that?
The Wild Hundreds extend out to 167th Street.
Yes, sir.
That's where I used to work down there.
Country Club Hills area that way.
Right.
Hey, that's right.
But I was born on the west side of Chicago.
What's up?
Stayed there for about 3 years of my life. We moved to Nashville when I was around 4 or 5.
Nashville, Tennessee.
Oh,
okay.
That's where I always wanted to do, TV and things. But my grandmother, my granny, rest her soul. She passed a couple years ago.
God bless Granny.
She saw what she saw in me at the time. So my first audition was in Nashville. I was 5 or 4.
Okay.
I don't remember the audition. I just remember it was scary as hell. It was a lot. I just saw a lot of people. I saw a camera and they told me to say whatever this little popcorn line was. And I probably did horrible, but that was my first audition. And after that, I would do talent shows. My auntie, she would do these Christmas programs where I would play. I would do the Michael Jackson. I would be Michael Jackson for the Christmas program.
Okay.
So that was a getting into my entertainment, learning how to actually study and perform Michael Jackson first.
Which Michael Jackson though?
Yeah, what was your favorite?
Or was it what was it?
Billie Jean.
Oh,
Not
I
my
had
love.
to do Billie Jean.
Yes.
That's actually the first thing I remember seeing is Michael Jackson that made me say, I wanna do entertaining.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wanna be an entertainer, but I couldn't sing and dance at the time. I can now, but I couldn't at the time. So.
You said you can sing, sir?
No.
Is that what you said?
Yeah, I can. So with discretion. So okay, let me say. So I can sing when I'm being paid.
Right.
Oh, that's cute. That's real cute what you tried to do. I'm gonna circle back around. We're gonna circle back around.
But, I got $5 on me right now.
Nah, it's a little more. But so just in my father, he's an artist, he's an actual painter, and he's actually the greatest artist that I know, and that if you saw, you would agree. So I just been around art my whole life. He's an artist. My grandfather was a drummer, played for Buddy Guy.
Oh wow.
Wow.
He passed the same year as my grandmother. It's crazy. Excuse me.
It's all good, bro.
No, it's 2 years ago. But they both pushed me, because they were just my family, just heavy artists, singers. But I'm the actor. Okay. I'm the one that fell into that. I do everything from music, drums, art, but acting is what I wanted to. I said, this is it.
So as far as acting is concerned, were you formally trained? Did you go to any schools? Did you do anything like that?
When I first started off, no. I was self-taught. I mean, I did drama in school,
right?
Things like that. But actually getting out and spending money to go to class, I didn't have it. I didn't know. And I was ignorant to the fact that could boost, that can help you, that can help. And then, you know, like I said, I was living in Harvey, so I didn't really have the funds.
Right.
I didn't have the funds to pay for that type of stuff. You know, type of stuff. So when I graduated from Thornton, Thornton Township, yeah, Harvey, yeah, wow. It's a couple big dogs that came out of that. Leroyce Hawkins, he on Chicago PD. Ricky Rampage, he 92.3.
Is that Eddie Curry too?
I believe so.
Or was he Thorn Ridge or Thorn Wood?
No, he was Township.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a few. It's a lot. Donnell Jones. A lot of people done came from out of that, out of the, you know, suburbs. But you know, so
We gonna give Harvey a pass.
I wouldn't. Hey, that ain't no suburb.
That's all I was saying.
Right. I wouldn't walk in Harvey.
Wow. I'm not walking in Harvey no more.
No,
But
sir. I might go get like some chicken from there, whatever.
I mean, I'm gonna drive and get it.
Some tacos. You gotta hit down to Harvey for some good tacos.
So how did the acting bug bite you? Because you're talking about like all this music, and obviously your family was a big
You're
influence.
like, when did it become more than just what your people put you into?
Yeah.
When I was in 8th grade, I told this story before, but not to y'all. When I was in 8th grade, it was not even 8th grade, I'm sorry, 6th grade. There was an opportunity to be in a play. Like it was like a summer, it was like 3 weeks before summer was out.
Okay.
And there was a summer program type play that they would bring into my middle school at the time. And of course I didn't want to be in class. So of course I'll do this. I get to hang out with the 8th grade girls. I'm gonna do this. And that's what it started off like. This is fun. I get to play with these 8th grade girls. I'm gonna do this. So
of course.
I had got a part as a detective. It was a whodunit. That was the name of the play.
Okay.
I'm rehearsing every day. Every day I'm going to rehearsal. It started with I wanted to just be with the girls and hang with the girls. And then I started saying, oh, this is cool. Like I started digging into, like I didn't even know I was getting into a character at the time, character building and stuff, but I really wanted to be the best detective that I could.
Right. In 6th grade.
In 6th grade. And so everybody was looking at me like, okay, he's taking this serious. And then the drama teacher, she saw that I was really getting serious with it. And a week before it was time to go on, the play got canceled.
Okay.
Completely canceled, and it broke my heart. And I knew that's when I really wanted this. I'm like, I'm gonna go at this, because after that, that's all I could think about. I'm like, man, I wanted to go on the stage and show my mama what I've been doing, show my daddy what I've been doing. And it didn't happen. So then after that, we got aggressive with my grandmother, my granny. She got aggressive with trying to put me into all modeling casting, anything like that, just submitting me to model agencies. I'm like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to model. But I didn't know it went hand in hand. And she did that for me. I got accepted to my first modeling agency, but I didn't technically get accepted because I was a man. It was Elite Models, and it was only a woman.
Oh, I know Elite Models.
So they responded, he's beautiful, but we only work with females.
Right, yeah.
Now, this was in Chicago or Tennessee?
That happened in Tennessee. My grandmother, I had flew out to Nashville from Chicago, I want to say probably my 8th grade year, to take my first headshot with my auntie at the time. Thank you so much for that. My auntie and her then husband, they took my first headshots, but it was all because of my granny. She set it up like, you need these. You need this. I did not want it, but it was a great experience because I had learned how to model in that time, like smiling through your eyes and all that. Like, what the hell does that mean? What do you mean the sun is burning me? You want me to smile through my eyes? But
it's crazy with the pandemic, like with the mask, you got to smile with your eyes now.
You got to. And then, so yeah, that was that. After that, I just got aggressive with submitting to agencies. It didn't happen. A couple scams came along.
Yeah.
And I'm ignorant to it, so we thinking like, should we do this? Should we pay this money? Never. I'm telling you, actors never do that. Don't spend no money to get on anything.
No.
If they want you, they want you. For you, you get paid to do what you do.
Right.
Thank you.
Right.
You don't pay to do what you do. And so we didn't do that. And so it went a little longer. Still waited, still just practicing in my craft.
Yeah.
Like At the time, since I couldn't pay for classes, I was a real jokester. I would play pranks, lie a little bit to see if I can really stretch, to see if I can get anyone to believe what I'm saying.
That's just called acting.
And so I would get
Or being a politician.
And I knew I was getting better when I started tricking my mom, because for a while I would never get her. She'd be like, yes, yeah, please, yeah. But then I started fooling her. So I was like, that was my little coach in my practice. And then 18 after graduation, I landed like my friend Ricky Rampage, who does 92.3. He had a show. He was doing a local TV show at the time.
Okay.
And and I was like, whoa, you're doing it. Because we used to sit in class and talk about it. Like,
Yeah.
man, you actually on TV, like, well, it was a web series, but you're filming, you're doing what we talked about. And so I asked him to help me, show me how can I get on with this. And then he led me to the auditions for that. And then from there, I only worked with that director for maybe like an episode or two. Another director met me, and then I ended up coming on as a writer and a director and a producer on a show called VOC. And then I went to Duality, I went to film, and then everything has just been moving since then. I've just been straight 100% grinding. Jobs in between,
Yeah.
but I quit everyone because I can't ever go without the art.
Right.
That's good.
And the 9-to-5 grind is just different. It's, it's for certain people.
Yeah, absolutely. I never knock it because I did it 42 times. I've counted. My grandmother used to laugh at me. Used to have bets with my father about, he'll not be there in 2 weeks. Whenever I'll start a new job. And I'll quit because I'm miserable because I can't practice my craft. I can't write.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on this line.
Because they have their hands on your time.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh man, like I'd rather have time on my hands.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather be able to just do whatever I want.
Absolutely.
I don't have time to be on somebody else's time.
No.
It sucks. It don't matter how much money you make.
It sucks, especially when you have something. When you know you got something.
Yes.
It's like, I can't. Because if you have something, and if you have something and you're in a 9-to-5 position, if you just really gotta believe in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You really gotta believe, and you have to know myself is better than this damn 9-to-5.
And the thing about it is, after the 9-to-5, when you believe in yourself, then it becomes 5 to 3 a.m., 5 to 6 a.m.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Like you at night while everybody sleep, you hustling and grinding, like what we do here for Choppin' It Up Chicago.
Yes.
We're doing all the promotion, all the flyers. Like I make the flyers on my own. I had to teach myself how to do that stuff.
Yeah.
Because I'm not trying to stay on my 9-to-5 forever.
Right.
Thank you.
It's
Definitely.
crazy.
No respect. Same thing with me as well. Like that's how I started. Like as I started as an actor, then I went to producing, writing. Well, I've always written. Like I used to write poetry and all that, but it went to writing films when I couldn't get work.
Mm-hmm.
That is so smart.
So
Like,
I just started
I'm sorry.
writing all my films and
Yes.
start producing my films, directing. I had a camera, but then I started working with directors
Right.
that I can learn from, like Blaze.
Exactly. I was gonna say you sound like my dude Blaze.
Blaze, that's how we meshed. Because he met me as I was doing this one of the series Duality.
Right.
He came on as, I think we're gonna bring him on as a videographer or whatever. He had a friend that was an actress on there, and she brought him through because she was like, y'all can use him. He's really great. And that was my introduction to Blaze, and that was probably, I want to say, maybe 4 or 5 years now.
Mm-hmm.
And so he met, we rapped, and we had something, but we didn't know how to move forward at the time.
Right.
So he hit me up a couple years later, like, yo, I got a project I think is for you.
Now this was the movie, right, that he did.
Community outreach.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, for sure. So I got you. So then he called me through. I came through, we rehearsed for a couple weeks, and shoot date. It was crazy. It was go time, and I was like, okay, it's time to do this. And it came before my eyes, and that role is a lot of people's favorite role that I've done so far. And
That's good.
and I thank Blaze. Like, bro, I appreciate you. I always tell him thank you. I'm here today at this location because of my man Blaze.
Yes,
That wasn't the only project he put me on right after two one I bought, because I box as well. That's why I say don't let them suburbs fool you. I learned how to.
Yeah. I bet you did.
First of all, we've already established that Harvey ain't the suburbs. And that's why you had to learn how to box.
Had to learn.
Right.
Had to learn how to protect.
Yeah.
I did a stint in Harvey for a couple of years, like a year or so, and it was brutal, man.
Man.
It's no joke. It's no joke.
I have a question for you. So you say that, you're basically a Renaissance man and you write. Is it easier for you to act out the words that you've written, or is it easier when you have somebody else's script?
I love having someone else's script.
Why?
Because when I write it, when I'm writing, I can write it and I can perform it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not the same process as another person's mind giving me a piece of information to process and turn it into mine.
Okay.
That's something you can never do with your own writing. Even if you can make the best film, you can write your own. You can write a great film and get it. You can do a great job, but you will never get that process of turning someone else's idea into, not even turning it, using someone else's idea and bringing yours to it and creating something else. It just doesn't happen.
I've had the opposite.
You think that's why like people have teams of writers? Like Issa Rae might have started off by herself, and then like eventually she ended up with more people on her team.
Oh, I 100% think that. I guess in my experience, so I like both. But sometimes when I was looking for like monologues just to learn or like reading different plays and stuff, I wasn't connecting with them as much. And so in my mind, I was like, man, I wish I saw a character like this. Mm-hmm. And then I would write out just like a short little scene and I would be able to do the background. And for me, it was easier to get into it because it was my words and I wasn't trying to
find someone else's.
Right. So I think both processes are great because you're going to grow either way.
Absolutely.
Right?
No, I'm absolutely
100%.
for it. Absolutely for that. It's just, and I can say since I've had to make my own so long, whenever I do get out and it's a time for me to relax. Like,
oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
Oh, I can I'm working right now. I'm just an actor. I don't have to direct. I don't have to set this camera up. I don't have to have this shot. I don't have to pay for this. I'm just here doing a job. The director says I want you to do this. The writer gives me what they need me to do, and then I have that job, and I like that. But I love both. Like you said, I agree. They both will teach you and grow you and stretch you. Like
and it leaves like that headspace. Like now you have room to be extra creative. Whereas like you were saying, it's like, okay, all right. So I did this. I know I'm gonna do this. We have this over here. So I mean, that's great. The fact that you're doing everything that you're doing, because like back in the day when I first started, when I was in college, I was thinking like, why don't we just write roles for ourselves? Like I didn't understand what was so wrong with being independent.
So powerful.
Everyone is like, that's the thing now, much, much better. But back in the day, it's like, oh, I want, to be with this person and I can't do it if I do it on my own. And I'm like, but you build a community, right?
Yeah.
You have more say over your own work.
Absolutely.
So, I mean,
it's
kudos
easier to do
to you.
now today.
Right,
absolutely.
very proud of
you. Thank you so much. Independent, like to speak about Blaze again, that was a completely independent project.
Okay, Blaze.
It's a completely independent project we did. But from there, like I say, I've been in Chicago, but I'm in LA now, like heavy working. And my agent, what she saw was what I shot with him. I've done Chicago Fire. She didn't see that. I've done plays. She didn't see none of those. But she saw the independent.
Hey.
And from Blaze, and that's community outreach. That's on YouTube. That's on YouTube. That's on YouTube, Facebook, Young Blaze.
So we've been talking about your background, man. Like what projects do we have in play right now?
Oh my God. That's the crazy thing about the independent route. Like when you independent doing it and you working with a lot of independent directors, producers, there's not a specific time with things. So how it's gonna look this year, I believe I have about 5 films that's dropping. It's gonna look like crazy, but this is just the work that I've been putting in, like within the past 3 years, I say. So I got a film called Idle Hands that's coming out. That's a That was like my first fighting film that I've done. Then I got Idle Hands. I got a film called You're the Church. I play a young pastor that's taking over the church after his father passed away.
Okay.
And I was in the NFL. Correction. Then I'm coming to take over a church. I'm not even in the church. My dad is just passed, and I have to come and take on this task because it's my father. So that's You're the Church. That's coming. I did that with a director he from Michigan, Amaru. Shout out to him because that was a cool story how that happened. So I have Idle Hands, You're the Church. Oh, COVID stopped a great my first Army film. It was called Sergeant Jacob and Olivia Barnes. That was I played a Marine in there. I got that from Columbia, but that film is buzzing in the film festivals.
Oh, nice.
Was supposed to go check out a lot of film festivals, but COVID happened and that slowed that down. So hopefully you all will see that. My own personal film, Faithless. I wrote, shot, did everything. I did everything with some great people that really helped me out. My brother, K.I., people that know him, know me. They know him because we like hand in hand. K.I., a rapper from Chicago, used to go as Kid Will. He doing his thing out here right now. He starred in Faithless with me as I guess we were at each other, which would never be, but we were opposites of that. That's a great film that's in production. That slowed down. It's supposed to come out in April, but technical difficulties, which is cool. This is the great thing about being an owner of your own thing.
Right.
I'm not pressed to get it out because
that's good.
I'm taking my time with that. But I'm working on two projects in LA right now. I just finished a short film with a good brother of mine, Nico. He a good guy, great guy. You can't in LA. If you're an actor in LA, it is a different beast than Chicago anywhere else. LA is LA. Hollywood is Hollywood.
How is it different for the other actors who are thinking maybe of leaving Chicago and going to LA? What advice can you give them and tell them? Why is it different?
It like what there is more competition, but that ain't even the thing. It's LA is like in Chicago, you can get a job off of getting a job. LA, you almost
gotta know somebody.
You have to know somebody to get up. Like it's like you got to know somebody that's either been in those doors, somebody that knows somebody in those doors, because LA is everybody wants to go to Hollywood. It's not even LA. Everybody's trying to get to Hollywood in LA.
Right.
And that if you in LA, you want to get to Hollywood yourself. So it's different. And I got blessed just off of following my gut. Like I just followed when I was told there's more competition, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go. I had the support from my family, as always. I took that jump. Ironically, the studio we in, I worked two blocks down at the campus from here. Whatever campus, IIT, whatever. I was a janitor there. Cleaning up every day, 6 to 3, 6 to 2 every day, Monday through Friday. I quit right before COVID. No, I quit right during COVID, and I was like, I'm done chasing. I'm done working. I'm about to do my thing.
Yeah.
I'm here doing an interview, telling how I'm in LA now.
People see you through their own life. So
through their own failures.
Yeah, through their own failures. So they're like hoping that you don't make it because they didn't.
That's very true.
Yeah. I spent some years out in Los Angeles myself. Like the biggest difference I would say from Chicago to Los Angeles, Chicago was cliquish.
Yeah.
And Los Angeles, it's you're right. It's like who you know, but it's also you have to fake it till you make it.
Oh,
like there because
yeah.
Like if you don't have it, like they're not trying to give nobody who don't have it. But so you got to pretend you have it, and then they don't mind giving it to you.
You gotta act.
Right.
You gotta act. You have to act. You have to act in LA. You have to act in LA and until you meet
even
the
when
right
you
people.
ain't on the screen.
Until you meet the right person.
Right.
Like, and just like I said with Chicago, I met some great people here. Like I've been blessed. Like Blaze, Thea Camara, my mentor. Like Thea Camara, she's a super actress. Like she has done it for me. Like everything that's been happening from my first agent to everything is because of her. Like she makes sure that she is going to give me game.
What's her name again?
Thea Camara.
Shout out to Thea Camara.
She's a blessing. She's she's when I get those millions, she got one.
Okay.
She got one coming. And
what I got when you get the millions? I gotta have at least like $30 or something.
What's your favorite food?
Italian food.
We gonna go out to eat, bro.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about.
Get your Italian beef from Portillo's.
I'm okay with that.
Nah, but Thea Camara, she's cool. Like I met great people here, but I got some good people in LA that's rocking with me. Like Morgan, if you watching, bro, if you hearing, Morgan, that's my man. That's who I'm doing a super my first major action film.
Okay.
Is in LA we working on that right now. And that's Morgan and Nico. I just shot some cool stuff that's to come. And I can't say who plugged me with that one, but and that's another story. But I got a great plug in LA with that.
Okay.
And I just don't want to give that name because I don't want to name drop and look like that guy. Right. But I got some blessings coming my way in LA, and I'm grateful for it. And if you're chasing a dream, don't just chase it. You gotta go grab it. Like when you're chasing something, you're running after it. You know, you're running after that. Mm-hmm. Go get it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just sitting, listening to you, and I'm really happy. I'm really happy to see that fire in you. I'm so excited that you came on the show, and all these projects. You have like 5 things coming out, and
I didn't even talk about the series.
Stuff.
I'm so sorry, Johnny's my man.
Tell us,
Johnny. I'm doing a great series with him. It's called Intense Retribution. That's my man's. I got that blessing just off of the work I've done before. Like, just out working. That's the thing with acting. You do good work, and you work well with people, you'll get something out of it. Like, even if you feel like it's slow or when it's not coming, people will see your work somewhere, and they'll be like, I want that guy. I like that guy. And that's what happened. I'm doing a series, and then I booked another series out here that I'm just working, and I forget because I'm just doing it all, and it's all like coming at one time.
I gotta ask you what we asked the last person who was here for our Chopping It Up Chicago Actors Studio this week,
Miss
Louie on TV.
Mm-hmm.
So who inspires you? Somebody on screen and somebody in your personal life.
Personal life, I'll go that first because I'm a man first, like before
right
entertaining. So my father,
awesome.
huge inspiration. That's my biggest inspiration. Never left my side, been with me since.
Shout out to all the fathers out there.
Been with me and my siblings,
awesome.
Forever. Time, life, my mom and him, they didn't have the perfect. No one does, but my daddy, he gave me art. He gave me heart. He gave me some skills. Like I know how to do a good hand of things because of my father. I'm not in the streets because of my father. My daddy would whoop my ass if he knew. Like I still to this day, I'd be like, man, I can't. I'm a grown man. I still be thinking like, damn, if my daddy find this out.
Oh yes, that's real.
I don't want to have that conversation. And with my father, of course, my mother, she showed me how to, love. She gives me that like love, and she taught me how to read and all that kind of thing. So my mother and my father, my family.
That's crazy. That's
good.
exactly
That's
what Louie said, right? Her whole family.
My family, like my granny, my grandfather. Rest in peace to them.
People.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They want to make it seem like we not.
Yeah, but no,
our families hold us up.
Yes.
They push us forward.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I owe my mom and my daddy so much money.
But they probably don't think you owe them.
They don't.
Right, so.
But I can't wait to. I just can't wait to.
Right.
I'll never be able to owe them. I'll never be able to pay them back.
And you'll never be able to take them to Portillo like you go take
I ain't gonna take them to Portillo.
Somebody.
I just can't wait to just hook them up with what they deserve. Like
That's what's up.
And what about your what
On
actor
screen.
inspires you?
on now, anybody that knows me is, of course, Denzel Washington. But I'm gonna change it up because Denzel is the GOAT. He's the GOAT. That's who I go to. That's my distant grandfather. But who I study, who I love now, who I've been studying as well. Omari Hardwick. I love Omari.
Okay.
Jamie Foxx, of course. Viola Davis.
Yes,
I study some women. I study Angela Bassett.
Hey, that's crazy. Our
That's exactly
prior
what she
guest
said.
said the same two people.
Yeah,
Viola Davis, Angela
'cause
Bassett.
those are hard. It's not many
Auntie.
actors and actresses that are holding it like those people. Like, yeah, you got a lot of actors that's doing their thing, but those who I just named, like you got Jamie Idris, Omari Hardwick, you got Damson Idris on Snowfall. He's dope as hell. And we around the same age, but I've watched his things. He'll see me soon.
That's what I like to hear.
So if you was a specialty actor, what would be your strongest genre that you would say would be your strongest suit?
I don't know because I haven't flexed them all yet.
Okay.
Like, because to some people, I'm hilarious, but people haven't seen me in a comedy yet. So everything I've done so far with my career has been drama. And I'm really comfortable with that. I'm super comfortable with drama, but people don't know how funny I am unless you really know me. And so whenever I do a real comedy, then I'll be able to answer that question.
Well, you from Chicago, so you definitely funny. It's like we gotta be funny.
Yeah, you got to, or you got to know how to fight.
Right?
You gotta know how to do both.
Listen, I had to have heat in grammar school.
Yeah.
In grammar school, and the girls will come at you.
Of course.
Like, for
For
sure.
real. So listen, hit us with all your social medias, man, before we sign up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure. You can follow me on Facebook, Dujuan Austin Jr.
So that's DUJUAN.
Yep. And then on Instagram, I'm DUJUANJR, Dujuan Jr.
Okay.
And Twitter, Dujuan Austin Jr. X.
And are we on TikTok?
I am on TikTok at www.DujuanAJr.
Okay. All right, so we're going to wrap it up. This is Chopping It Up Chicago on WIIT 88.9 FM Chicago. It's Big Bro and BK.
Hey.
And we want to say we thank, what was it, Louie on TV.
Louie on TV, our girl, she came through. So first of all, thank you guys for listening to us for this week's episode where we basically did Chicago Actors Studio.
Mm-hmm.
Louie on TV, she came through. If you guys missed that, it's actually on our Instagram. It's up right now at Chopping It Up Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
And now we have Mr.
Dujuan Austin Jr.
Remember that
He
name.
got 5 movies coming out. this
remember
year.
that name.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, remember it. Remember.
Yeah.
I'll be back, though, to talk to you.
Oh, yeah, listen, you're a friend of the show.
It's important.
And next week, in 2 weeks, we're going to be doing our Father's Day episode.
Yeah.
So don't miss that because, fathers get a bad rap. Mother's Day is like big business. Father's Day is like, here, take this tie and these socks and this hammer and go about your business.
That's true. So we're going to do it. We're going to do justice to the fathers out there.
Shout out to all the fathers. I'm a father. Shout out to them. Shout out to all the fathers that's in their kids' life.
Yes.
Because you could just, you can't just be a father. Shout out to the fathers that are in their kids' life.
Yes,
Right.
yes.
However it is.
Yes.
Fuck social media. I'm going to say this. Fuck social media. Don't feel like, as a father, that you got to post and do all that dumb shit because social media is telling you to. Don't do anything for social media that you don't want to do. Because social media, your kids, whatever it is, your personal is your personal. Keep it that way all the time if that's how you feel. I feel like people, entertainers, they feel like they're forced to do that, or they'll feel like weird about, like, damn, I got kids, I never post them. Don't.
Right.
Because people fell in love with you as your art.
Right.
If you want to release your shit, your personal, you do that. But until then, just cool. Don't feel pressured. Everybody don't feel pressured by social media.
Right.
It's fake.
It's
The
crazy.
That's very
We done
true.
came all the way from AOL instant messages to this.
Look,
Listen.
we came from cassette tapes
True.
to this. So thank you guys for joining us this week on Chopping It Up at 88.9 FM WIIT Chicago. It is
Thank you, Dujuan.
BK. Thank you,
Appreciate it.
Dujuan,
Thank
for
you all,
coming.
man.
And Big Bro, we will see you guys next week.
We're going to close out with Roses from Megan McNeil. You guys might know her from